Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's healthy and well. I've been watching on the news all of the different impacts that the weather systems we've been having are having across California. And and all I can say is wow. And I'm hoping everyone is safe. There have been quite a few floods in like the Central Valley and in some of the foothills areas and I'm really hoping everyone is safe and well. Up here, we're doing fine. The rains have started. So now, even though there's still a lot of snow, the rain actually washed away most of it, or, washed most of it off the roof, washed most of it down onto the ground, where hopefully it will just now sink into the ground and contribute to our groundwater and go down into the Sacramento River, where it can help to nourish the land in parts south. But definitely, it's been such an intense time. And I think it's also been an energetically intense time. Pretty much everyone I've talked to has said that this has been a very energetically tense period of time that has had a lot of like anxiety, a lot of just feeling like worried and the news is always that the way that it is, but it does feel like it's been kind of a big time. So just reaching out with my heart and sending a little bit of comfort and hoping that as we go through our practice today that we're able to dispel or dismantle anything negative that sort of stands in the way of beings having what they need. Good morning, Marvel. Thanks for saying hello. Blessings to you too. Um, we're working with the 21 Taras this month of March, and I'll do the next tally, but I think that we are probably getting close to 980,000 of our million recitations of Guanyin mantras. In fact, I have two power chanters out there who will just like all of a sudden drop a count of like 10,000. And I have to actually send them a note today. This is my reminder to send a note today to the power chanters and say, please don't drop a 10,000 count on me in the next 3 weeks because I kind of want us to get there naturally. But what I've decided we'll do is this. I think that what I'd like to do going forward is to be able to continue broadcasting to YouTube, continue broadcasting to Facebook. And I also think that I'm going to try to get to the point on TikTok where if I have 1,000 followers there, I can go live and then I could do daily Guanyin practice on TikTok and we'll do our next million. So if you are on TikTok and you're watching this, go and find me. I'm at Mount Shasta, MT Shasta Goddess is my handle there. And I'd love to get myself up to 1,000 followers so that I can go live and do Guanyin practice and bring what we've been doing here all these years to that platform. And I'll continue to do it here on Facebook if people seem to want me to do that. I'll continue to do it on YouTube if that seems helpful. I kind of keep doing it on YouTube now since we started this million count. I've been doing it on YouTube because I kind of wanted to just maintain a record that I could go back and revisit. Like I can't always go back through all of my Facebook videos to revisit the practice, but on YouTube, I can make like a little playlist and it's easier to access. So I'll keep it going here. Hi, YouTube. And I'll keep it going here on Facebook. Hi, Facebook. And then I really want to do it on TikTok. So if you're on there, go find me, follow me, Mount Shasta Goddess. I'll follow back for sure. And would love to see your creativity as well. We're working with, good morning, Jorge. Nice to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. Um, Ever since you sent me the message saying that you're going to plan a visit, I'm just like, oh, when's he coming? I can't wait. You have to let me know in well in advance so that I can meet you wherever. Good morning, Becky. How are you? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're having a really good Monday morning. So we're working with the 21 Taras, and today we are with Tara number 7. This is the phrase from her prayer. Homage, goddess who with shouts of tre and pit tramples opponents' black magic devices. Lady stomping with right leg bent and left outstretched, furiously blazing with flames of fire. I'm glad you're doing well. Okay, so let's read about her. Tara number 7, Tara Shengi Mitumba. And she is the unconquerable, fierce lady who dispels wars and natural disasters. So we reach out to Tara number 7, Shenki Mitumba, especially against nuclear proliferation. That's one of the reasons that we would chant to her, or to end any conflict. So today, as we're going through our day, let's ask Shengi Mitumba to please help dispel the war in Ukraine, which has reached its 1-year anniversary and continues to devastate people there. And the mantra of Shengi Mitumba is Om Tare Tutare Ture Vajra Taka Hana Litsa Pet Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Vajra Taka Hana Litsa Pet. Okay, so if you wanted to chant this mantra, I'm going to give you a tune for it that'll make it easier for you to remember. You can do this tune and it kind of will help make the chant a little bit easier to remember. Om Tare Tutare Ture Banzra Takahana Litsa Het Soha. And that Het is like, it's like an explosion from your diaphragm. It's a syllable that actually cuts through and dispels negative action. So when we say Het, we're actually saying it in a way where it's like liberating. We're liberating some energy. We're cutting through something that binds. We're freeing something that's being restrained or held back, or we are dispelling negativity. So I'll do that mantra one more time. Om Tare Tutare Ture Vansra Takahana Litsa Pet Soha. So obviously this might not be one that's like super easy to do 108 times unless you've got some time to do it. But if you have time to do it, please, by all means. You can find this info, these mantras, and the images of the 21 Taras by going on the taramandala.org website, and it's under their about section about the 21 Taras. So you can see the beautiful statues that were made for each of the Taras that are housed in the temple there. And for each of the Taras, there's this mantra and description. Hi, Red Fox. Hi, Mary Elizabeth. Thinking of you. I saw that you were posting the other day about your missing your sister, and I was sending you little love and prayers, thinking of you. And so Shengi Mitumba, let's learn about her. She is wrathful and black like dense storm clouds. By the ripping sound of the wrathful seed syllables, tre, and the splitting sound of het, she completely destroys the spells of enemies, evil deeds, hail, lightning, natural disasters, invading troops, and weapons of mass destruction. Upon her Utpala flower is a sword blazing with fire. She is ablaze with masses of wisdom fire. From her compassionate furrowed brow fly meteors and sparks. Hi, Karen. Thanks for coming. It's nice to see you. I loved the video you posted of your granddaughter. Oh, she's so cute. So let's break this down, because this is probably the fiercest of the Taras that we've encountered yet this month. On the whole, since we started this month, we have encountered some forms of wrathful Tara. And sometimes people will say, well, how can Tara be wrathful? I thought she was like a helper. I thought she was compassionate and kind. But, the reality is in some cases, the greatest act of compassion is to muster one's strength so that you can cut or truncate or prevent some other harm. So if there is a risk of a greater harm, like weapons of mass destruction are obviously an enormous harm, then to invoke Tara to basically make sure that those weapons don't work, to hide them, to have them go awry and not actually accomplish the task that they are set to accomplish, that is actually an act of great compassion. And further, even if what is required is that there is some type of disaster that happens to destroy all of those, like a big storm, or something happens and there's like a flood, or a something that prevents, that destroys those weapons, it's still better to have destroyed the weapons than for there to be like a sort of soft approach where reason may not always suffice. So it's not like we can just go and stand in front. I mean, we've seen it all over the world. We can't just like go stand in front of a tank or some kind of a convoy bearing weapons and be like, we just really wanted to like reason with you about this because we just feel like, you're better than this. Like, that's not actually going to work. So what would work? Would a landslide that ultimately buries the truck carrying those weapons work? Would, some kind of a massive malfunction that makes them duds work? Yeah, that's pretty highly functional. So Jengi Mitumba, she is that thundercloud, that wrathful compassion. Hi, Joanne. Happy Monday. I love that we're easing into our Monday together. I see folks kind of trickling in and like, okay, we made it. Let's do this. So let's do this. I'm going to draw a card for today. And we're working with the wrathful Tara Jengi Mitumba. And remember that the powers of the Taras, of all the Dakinis too, are pacifying, magnetizing, manifesting or attracting, magnetizing and attracting are together, manifesting or creating and destroying. And so thinking about, what does compassionate destruction look like? Yeah, Linda says, we need this Tara today. Hi, Kate. Hi, how are you? I'm so glad you're here too. Oh, how wonderful. Hope you're having a great week and doing well. You've been in my mind and heart. And hi, Christy. Nice to see you again. It was fun to be with you yesterday and then again today. So let's see what our divination is today. What message does Tara Jengi Mitumba want to give us? Whew. Dorje Drolo, the crazy wisdom, wrathful Buddha. Let go of being logical. A higher wisdom will guide you. Now, Dorje Drolo is one of the forms of Padmasambhava. So Padmasambhava manifests the Buddha of Tibet, manifests in innumerable forms, really, but in several main forms that are worshipped in various lineages or honored in various lineages. And one of his manifestations is Dorje Drolo. Dorje Drolo is like a fire-breathing spirit. He is ferocious. He is very destructive. One of his powers is to be destructive. He's one of the 8 manifestations of Padmasambhava, a historical figure who is considered to be the archetype embodiment of all the accumulated knowledge, wisdom, love, and power of the Buddhist tradition. He rides through the jungle of life on the back of a tigress. He holds a purba. We've seen the purba several times, the magical dagger, for his work. Padmasambhava was instrumental in establishing Buddhism in Tibet, bringing it from India in the 8th century. As he traveled through the land, he encountered many demons and spirits intent on blocking his progress, as they knew his work was very powerful. Always going to be haters when you're strong. In the realm of spirit, as in the realm of humans. 13 times during his journey, he appeared as Dorje Drolo, to subdue the harmful spirits of the lands and turn them onto the path of Buddhism. He was, in a way, a proselytizer of the best kind, convincing each demon to come to the aid of the Dharma teachings rather than inhibiting them. These creatures are the origins of many of the demonic deities one sees in Tibetan tankas, horrific monsters from your worst nightmares who then turn into pussycats. Padmasambhava's 8 manifestations are 8 energetic states that he can take on as a teacher. He transforms his teaching approach for each situation in order to teach in whatever way will work for different students and different times. Dorje Drolo is an example of Padmasambhava's reputation of working outside the norms of a culture. He's a man who discarded the path of normal logical convention. There is a term in Buddhism called crazy wisdom. He personified this quality. So if we're to sort of describe crazy wisdom, which I hardly dare to approach it really, because it's pretty complex and can be very easily misappropriated. But all that said, crazy wisdom is what happens when, in order to get someone to wake up, the Buddha puts some kind of a challenge in their path or might do something that's so out of character. So I'll give like an example. It said that, I think it was Suzuki, who is a Zen master, and the student came and was carrying, who was bringing him his nightly bowl of rice and brought his bowl of rice to him and said, here. And, because the student had brought the bowl of rice, he wanted to ask the teacher a question about what is enlightenment. And without saying anything, Suzuki just grabbed the bowl and dashed it on the floor and broke it into a million pieces. And the shock of that violent act made the student realize very quickly that the freshness of each moment, the possibility of each moment, is actually contingent upon our awareness that all of this comes to an end, right? So there's this feeling that we have of that all of this is durable and lasting. And we put so much energy and effort into making it all just so, and organizing and categorizing and labeling and, but crazy wisdom would say, give it all away, let it all go, wander the streets, go live in your camper van, go live in the mountains in a cave, go wander through the streets begging for alms, leave your job, leave your responsibilities, leave your problems. But it also could be another form of crazy wisdom might be in a different way. Like somebody comes to a lecture by the Dalai Lama and he's there and he's speaking about compassion and mindfulness and the usual suspects. And then all of a sudden somebody gets up in the audience and starts like screaming at the Dalai Lama. Everyone in that room thinks, oh my gosh, we have to stop this person from screaming at the Dalai Lama. This is horrible, right? Except the Dalai Lama might say, hey, wait, let him have his say. What are you saying? Huh? Oh, and start laughing and be completely non-threatened. That's another form of crazy wisdom. There are different forms of crazy wisdom. It's not just like one thing, but what it is at its essence is the power to awaken with the entirely illogical and unexpected that causes a fracture of perception. And in the fracture of that perception, the truth comes in. So the truth is, I was on my way to the store getting my coffee, going somewhere, going to get groceries today, have my list of things to do, checking my phone, doing all my things. And all of a sudden, a seagull in the parking lot lands on top of my car and is like squawking at me and won't let me near my car. Maybe that seagull is an instrument of crazy wisdom. Crazy wisdom has the capacity to cut through the veils of delusion in a very particular kind of way that causes wakefulness. It's actually why some Buddhist masters over the years have been deemed, like, let's say, eccentric. I think that sort of crazy wisdom, even if even if someone's not Buddhist, crazy wisdom creeps in like that person who's so like, they're just so aggravating or irritating or difficult. And you see them coming and you're like, oh no, I gotta like take this time and talk with this person who always like rants at me about things or whatever. And then all of a sudden you're listening and you realize everything they're saying is actually true. Or crazy wisdom might manifest in our day in, something happening that initially seems really uncomfortable, but then like creates an opening for something else to happen that wouldn't have happened if we had just continued down the path the way that we were. So Dorje Drolo, this fiery tiger riding form of Padmasambhava, paired with Shengi Mitumba, under the current astrological conditions, says, watch for the uncomfortable surprises. And instead of reacting to the uncomfortable surprises the way you normally might by being like, oh, I don't have time for this, or, oh, this is so annoying, or, or just trying to block it, lean in. So that person says something, it's really uncomfortable, and you go, help me understand that better. Or that situation comes up where it's just super inconvenient, something's broken, something's not working. And instead of being like, oh, I have to do everything in my power to get this back on track, instead be like, what's the track that this event is trying to steer me on? And maybe I'll go do that instead. So you go out and you've got that flat tire. Maybe you're not supposed to go anywhere that day. Oh, Margot's here. Hi, Margot. Good to see you. Margot's one of the power chanters I was referring to earlier. I was saying, Margot, for all my power chanters, we're getting so close to the million that I need to tell you not to drop any like 10,000 counts on me in the next 2 weeks or next 2 or 3 weeks, because I really want us to cross over the million line together if possible. So you and my other power chanter, sister, I'm going to have to just say, hang in there for a hot second. Joanne says, stuff like that happens to me all the time. Yeah. You know, isn't it interesting how, if we really think about it, probably something like that happens almost every day. And when something like that happens, how often do we try to force reality to conform to our idea rather than just saying, wait a minute, why is this happening the way it is right now? Is there something else I need to be doing than I'm doing right now? And maybe I need to be rerouted. Where is this weirdness rerouting me right now? I am a big fan of allowing myself to be rerouted by weirdness. It's actually led to some of the best decisions I've ever made. It's led to some very difficult decisions too, but nothing of it was uneducational. So that's our short bit. It was sort of a long bit. I think I talked for a long time, but some days are just like that. Happy Monday. We're easing in together. I had my cup of coffee. What can I say? Maybe I'm your crazy wisdom because I'm going on and on. Maybe I'm your crazy wisdom agent today. I'm that nutty person today who's like, don't send me 10,000 counts this week. Do listen to the whatever uncomfortable thing happens today. And yes, we should pray for bad things to happen, to weapons of mass destruction. Like, even if it has to involve some kind of a natural disaster, that's preferable. I can see that, there's like any number of things I've said today that might be a little controversial. So take that as you will. And let's see what happens. We're going to go in today to our practice right now. We're going to start with 3 prostrations before the Shrine of Guan Yin. And for those just tuning in, please, if you don't follow me on TikTok, if you are there, go find me at MT Shasta Goddess, Mount Shasta Goddess. I really want to get to 1,000 followers so that when I start the next round for the next million that we do, that I can also do it on TikTok, but I need 1,000 followers in order to do it live. So not to be like, but I will follow you back and I will interact with you there. And I really want to be able to bring Guan Yin practice to TikTok. So that's what I've decided will be the next practice after this million is done. Okay, 3 prostrations. Let's get into it. Oh, good. Nice to see you, Paris. Okay, great. Let's do this. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And today we're holding Christy, who is taking a big test. We're holding Jen, who has moved to another country and is having her first week living abroad as her full-time plan, and we're holding anybody else who needs a little extra today. Anyone who's been ill, anyone who's been struggling, anybody who's at the edge of a big leap in their lives. And of course, the end of weapons of mass destruction. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Xiyin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahung. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxiyin Pusa, calling out to Guanyin and asking her to please show us where the crazy wisdom moments are arising in our lives so that we can pay heed to them. Namo Guanxiyin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxiyin Pusa. Namo Guanxiyin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. And our prayer for the money reciter of Kam by Gyaltse Tokme Zangpo. Lama Dankun Shiksum Lakchaksa Lo Dakni Changchut Ningpor Chike Bar Gandang Gangdu Kepa Dedang Der Tatu Tuje Chempo Chetsin Shing Gusum Gewe Chula Chipar Sho Jamdang Ningje Chenlo Jamdang Ningje Chempo Kunlang Ne Tuje Chempo Dujar Girpa Nam Lame Chanju Chola Gope Chir Tuje Chempo Trinle Jepar Sho. Homage to the Guru in 3 jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, no matter where I may be reborn in those places, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and great compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama Dankun Shiksum Lakchaksa Lo Dakni Changchut Ningpor Chike Bar Gangtang Gangdu Kepa Dedang Der Tadu Tuje Champo Jitsin Shing Gusum Gewe Chila Chipar Sho Jamdang Ningje Champo Kunlang Ne Tuje Champo Durjar Girpa Nam Lame Chanchu Chola Gope Chir Tuje Champo Trinle Je Par Sho. And now actually 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum. I think I said that the first time, but you know what I mean, I hope at this point. So now, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani mani padme hum. Om 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 mani padme hum. And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Swastihi. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And wishing everyone a day where the crazy wisdom comes along at just the right time to awaken your mind and help you to move through any period or space of delusion or forcedness. Be back tomorrow.